When it comes to your cat's essential needs, keeping them safe should always be at the top of the list. Food, water, shelter. Before anything else, that trio must lead the way. Of course, when one thinks of safety, it can be easy to declare the great outdoors as being totally off limits. I have a cat, this is my cat, and unlike the neighbors, I'd never let my cat outside, something along those lines. And while letting your cat outdoors in the backyard, for example, just an hour per day, while that would be considered an action designed to be on the safe side of things, a lot can happen in 60 minutes. It's fair to say that many people who now keep their cats inside 24/7 quite possibly, at least at one point, let their cats outside until they realized that enough was enough, and that life on the land was just a bit too risky. As for today's topic, I'm here to offer somewhat of a middle ground, that narrow path between the locked door and nature's playground, a safe way for your cat to get some fresh air while still maintaining the safety of home. In today's material, I'll talk about a few housing alternatives, a restricted back porch or patio, a catio, a configuration specifically designed for your cat, a large enclosure, somewhat like a caged structure that would otherwise be suited for a canine, and what about a yard restraint, the ability for your cat to roam the yard with virtually no chance to escape. And finally, I'll conclude things with the leash, the advantages of actually walking your cat. Interesting topic, and I've got you covered. Stay tuned. If you are indeed a regular here at Senior Cat Wellness, you likely know the drill, you know the format here. However, this video will be just a bit different, freer flowing and conversational. Your interaction is welcomed more than ever, and I look forward to your comments, and I'll tell you why near the end of this video. The core reason for this video difference, there really is no true answer to today's topic. Every property is different, and some folks will naturally have structural capabilities at their disposal compared to others. And ultimately, this safety zone, it's how it's created for your pet. Just as long as it's safe, well, ultimately it's really all up to you in terms of how it's done and what you do. As for the visuals, well, not everything will have the proper footage or the proper image, but I'll do what I can, as some of these ideas are not exactly mainstream, if you get what I'm saying. Let's begin with something that is mainstream, however, the traditional screened-in porch or screened-in patio. While not designed specifically for felines, obviously, a screened-in porch is just about as old as time itself, or so it seems. Designed to keep folks clear of the elements and give people the ability to enjoy the outdoors without actually being outdoors, a screened-in porch is shelter for people and plants and pets, and perhaps even valuables. And it's under this purpose that the family cat could peacefully exist, as long as the area itself is clear of potential threats such as toxic plants, other chemicals, and other dangers. A screened-in patio can serve as an outdoor home for your cat, while also taking the worry off of your shoulders. No more late nights outside calling for your cat to come home, and no more hours of worrying, wondering where your cat could be and if they are okay. Place some toys, some water and food, litter box, all of those essentials, and allow your cat to enjoy the great outdoors from your porch or patio. Now, very similar to the traditional screened-in patio, we have the catio, from homemade to purchased in a kit-style assembly, where you simply put those pieces together. Catios come in all shapes and sizes and forms and just about everything in between. If you can think it, it can just about happen, just like this topic as a whole. Catios can be nothing more than just coverage, or they can be tunnels and levels, almost like a home with stairs. Depending on your space and the money you want to spend, you could conceivably construct something that looks like a home right there connected to the back or the side of your home. Some catios can connect to the home, while others are more like large standalone shelters that can sit square in the middle of your yard. I could go on and on with this one, but if you'd like to see endless images of catios and the creativity that can be involved, the sky is truly the limit when it comes to these things. Please do a Google search. Just type in catio under Google Images. Heck, I think I want to be a cat after looking at some of those designs. Talk about having it made in the shade, both literally and figuratively. Why would a cat ever really want to roam the great outdoors when they've got a mansion in the yard with all of the greatest views? Now, while it's not as glamorous and certainly not as spacious per se as the Catio, another alternative is a cage. Just something standard, just a cage that is meant for a large dog. That would be totally fine. Of course, while a cage will limit your cat and what they're able to do in terms of stretching those legs and playing, if the goal here is to simply allow your cat to have some fresh air, hanging out in a large cage, even for 30 minutes, that's a safe way to play it. You certainly don't want your cat in a small cage where they feel restricted, but a rather large cage where they don't feel restrained. That'll work just fine. Think golden retriever in a large pen. That's the proper visual here. And as for you as an owner, there's really no work required for this setup. Have the cage outside in your yard or on your patio, back deck, whatever the arrangement, however it works for you. When the time is right for some fresh air, that cage will be there, good and ready. And make no mistake, this is not punishment. I guess it can be easy to associate a cage with punishment. But here again, this topic is for those who have decided that keeping a cat inside is in fact the best option. This is just a search for that middle ground, so something like a cage could work. Once again, all of these decisions are 100% yours, but there are options available. Now let's turn our attention to that big whopper, and like I said, some of these options are accomplished in terms of how they are constructed. That's for your own imagination, shy of a Catio with instructions from a purchased kit. But this next option, well, the whopper of it all in terms of maybe craftiness and maybe difficulty, depending on how your yard is constructed and arranged, and that is a actual yard restraint. The ability to have your cat access your full yard in all of its glory, yet constructing restraints where the ability to escape is almost impossible. At first thought, some degree of fencing or netting that is high above existing backyard fences that turns inward would be an option, essentially creating a fence that makes it impossible to climb and jump in the conventional sense. Taking it another step, constructing an inward design restraint that consists of a flat surface. The cat in this situation would have nothing to grab onto, thus preventing the pet from ascending and escaping. And another measure would be to add a mesh canopy directly at the top of the fence, covering the entire fence line. In this method, your cat would essentially have no place to go after reaching the top of the fence, as the netting would prevent the cat from standing on the top of the fence due to the canopy in place. And finally, if you're still with me here, I told you this video would be a bit different. The last thing is the leash. Now, cats on leashes, the entire concept has become more and more popular in recent years. In this example, the execution is very simple. You simply walk your cat in your yard, through your neighborhood, wherever you'd like, while maintaining full control. If safety from the great outdoors is the objective for you and your cat roaming or running away is a major concern, this leash will solve that issue. Perhaps 20 minutes per day, whatever is comfortable for you and pleasing for your pet. Simply walk your cat around just as you would a dog. Now that's where I'm going to end things for this video. I don't want to get any deeper in the weeds on this one. But this video is simply to let everyone know, especially folks who are still thinking it over, that it is in fact possible to discover and find that middle ground while still making sure that you are in a strong level of control. Letting your cat have that fun in the sun and that watch party of all the birds and such while you maintain that upper hand. Here again, the Google search. If an idea hits you, just search it out. Search for the Catio, the extended cage, the yard restraint at the top of the fence line. Search everything out and see if something catches your eye that could work for your arrangement, your yard, and your property. To the wonderful audience of Senior Cat Wellness, does your cat go outside with some measure of restraint? The Catio, the leash, the cage? Please let me know. And right from the jump of this presentation, I spoke about the comments section. Everyone, if you have some tips, if you'd like to add to the things that I mentioned today and things that I didn't mention today, please comment and leave your suggestions below. What you have to offer could help others, and that's what it's all about. If you have first-hand experience and advice, please comment. And if you enjoyed this content, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.